We're probably just sitting there like a second, like,
yeah. We were waiting for it to show up on our screen. Hey, everybody. How are you?
hi, friend.
Welcome back to another Technically Speaking live show. This is live show number 22. Wow. 22.
22.
I am, as always, Greg. To my left.
Surprise, we're still together.
I know, right? And it's December. About that. You know who we're talking to. You know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, my name is Greg. To my left, as always, on the upper end of mediocre is...
Oh, come
See what
on
I did there?
now.
Shots fired, man.
Shots fired, shots fired. I am Scott. Find me on the tweet machine at Scott Peachy.
I guess we can do that.
At Scott Peachy06 on the Instagram.
Fuzzy Fruit with the EY06. Did I do it for you? Is that how you do that? Yeah. I know how you do it. Now do mine.
You can find him on the Twitter machine. Anonymous Holloman.
I pretty much only do Twitter. It's right down there. You can see it down there. This is past tense by now. So yeah, you can find me pretty much only on Twitter. It's about the only thing that I do on the internet. At Ominous Hominid. You can find our channel itself at Tech Speaks. Let's be real.
It's just about us.
Yeah. We occasionally tweet from there, but for the most part, follow us. You'll get all the news you could possibly want, and the occasional random salty tweet about college football or demonetization. Holy demonetization! Oh my God! You want to talk about that one first?
We're gonna leave with that.
Wait.
Nope. We got business.
Oh, yeah.
We got business to attend to, and go time.
Today's video is brought to you by our friends at Minimal, who make one of the best ultra slim phone cases I've ever seen on the market. At just 0.35 millimeters thick and zero branding on the case, you get to keep that classic look of your phone, and it provides a little bit of extra protection as well. Check them out in the links within the description below. Today's video is brought to you by our friends at Rinky, who make some of the best phone cases. From the Max, Air, Slim, and Fusion, they have a ton of choices for your smartphones. I'm currently rocking a Clear Fusion on my Pixel 2 XL and absolutely love it. Check them out in the links within the description below.
And we're back.
Huzzah! Because we're a couple of pros.
Professionals. Like we've done this approximately 22 other times, roundabouts.
Technically.
Actually 21.
No.
Yeah, because we skipped the 1 week, right?
No, this is number 22. We stopped. This is 22 in a row. This is number 22 since we've joined forces.
Yes. By our powers combined.
We did 3, I think, as individuals before that.
Well, and that's not even counting this. So this isn't even our first live show. We've had other live shows that we've done before. We had we had a run with branding ourselves as Fiddle, which was an acronym. We'll leave it at that.
It was an acronym, and then doing it live was the last part of that.
Yeah. So we'll let you fill in. Just pick out some words that may or may not fit into that letter scheme. We did that a bunch of times before we jumped onto this.
I can't say a bunch. I mean, it was 2.
We did more than that.
No. Not live. We recorded the 3 of us.
Yeah.
A few times. But
I could swear we did a bunch of them live. No. Okay, well, whatever. Turns out I'm wrong.
Well, there's nobody watching us anyway right now.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter. But you know what we didn't have a problem with on those live shows?
Demonetization.
So anybody who follows, definitely me, the 2 of us on Twitter, we ran into a problem with YouTube demonetizing our videos. The last video that I put out last week on... what was it? Cross-platform for Pixel Buds, because turns out the Pixel Buds aren't quite as bad as everyone would have me believe. Yeah, who knew, right? That video got demonetized for some reason, and we still have not gotten any information back from YouTube as far as why it was demonetized.
Can't say that.
Which I'm not surprised, but I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean? Because I'm totally if you look us up on YouTube, it says we are YouTube partners, right? So part of that partnership, I feel like, should be let me help you, Google. Let me help you, YouTube, figure out what is going on with, again, what I am presuming to be.
Actually, we got that email. Greg hasn't seen this email.
I have not seen that.
But let me read you exactly verbatim what we received. Hi, Technically Speaking. Great news. After manually reviewing your video, we've determined it is suitable for all advertisers.
No kidding.
The YouTube team. I actually then responded back with the following.
No way.
Yeah, we know.
You did.
Yeah, we know. There's a reason why we make the channel the way that we do.
We purposely keep, we would be happy to swear.
We let it go.
Woo. Woo! You should before and after the show. It's bad, but we purposely keep it clean because number one, we want people to be able to watch it either in the car with kids, at work, whatever, and have confidence that we're not going to say anything terrible. Number one, and number two, so that we can stay monetized because YouTube. Oh, what is it? Advertiser. I want to look this up because this is what irritated me the most is when you look at YouTube's documentation, content that is not suitable for advertisers, okay? So by all means, throw in the comment when we hit one of these things.
Yeah,
when
please.
we actually qualify for one of these things that would demonetize us, you let me know, right? So anything that is controversial or sensitive events, drugs and dangerous products or substances, harmful or dangerous acts, hateful content, inappropriate language, ooh, we ride the wire.
No, not even close. Have you seen some of the gaming channels? Look,
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah,
favorite
yeah.
gamer, Dashy lets
yeah.
it fly.
That's true.
So we're not even close.
Inappropriate use of family entertainment characters, that's shot fired at YouTube Kids content right there. You know that.
That should be because look, my kids love YouTube Kids, but if I have to come across a sketchball,
Yeah. And they're out there.
they're
for sure.
out there. It's so bad.
Anything incendiary or demeaning,
I mean, I don't like you and I demean you.
but that's the live show.
Right. I know the live shows make sense, but so let's differentiate here. Like the live shows, totally understand if they don't monetize our stuff. I get it. Like,
I mean, we're not. Look, let's be real. We're not making money on the live shows anyway. Like that's not what it's about. The live show is the
we're
opportunity for us to
interact with everybody.
Yeah.
And each other. I haven't seen them all week. To be honest.
legitimate. You
Yeah.
have not. Yeah, we've both been crazy busy.
So busy.
Yeah.
So busy.
Anything sexually suggestive or violent. We are none of those.
I am very
Suggestive.
suggestive.
You are. Yeah, so that was the battle that we had to fight over the last week. I was very active on the Twitters, arguing with YouTube about why we would possibly be demonetized.
And I also was.
It's the Not to say that you weren't. We definitely both were, and we even had the support of people that watch our show, people that follow us on Twitter. We had a surprising amount of support, which I was so stoked about, and I really, really appreciate anybody who helped us out there. But it's fundamentally, to me, it still comes down to communication. The fact that this is not not new.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
Like, this has been a problem for a lot of people. And by the way, we still have videos that are demonetized. That will probably never, ever get remonetized because we just don't meet the qualifications for them to go back and review the video to make sure that it's good to go.
My thing is...
Which is insane.
My thing is all I really want to know is tell me what I did. At least don't give me I get it. That requires more bandwidth. It requires more people and all that other jazz. But if you want content creators to live by rules...
Yeah.
Tell us when we violate them, other than some random speak of, well, you violated Article 1506.2, which has like 5 different things that I don't qualify for at all. When it's making comments like I make, sexually suggestive content. Look, I know
Find one instance.
Look, I know how good a Google Wi-Fi box looks like, but
wow, well, you went there.
Well, yeah, I get it, but there's no point. Like,
I totally agree.
There was another person on Twitter. I follow him. He's another great YouTuber. I think it's Red. I almost said Red Skull.
Red Skull.
Is it Red Skull?
I think so because he was.
He got demonetized. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Red Skull, great dude. I think it's
Pretty sure.
at Red Skull. You may want to look that up.
Yeah.
If only you could look that up on a Pixel book with an app.
Oh, that's true. I don't even know if I have the app installed.
You idiot.
I don't know if I
That's
do.
the point of the app. It's right there.
Oh, how about that? I do. Huh. So I'm doing this entire show
Jesus, man.
from a Pixel book, a brand new Pixel book.
From a friend of ours named Menjabin Merle Putter.
or something pretty close to it.
But the thing is,
to do the Twitters.
what was I? Where was I going with this?
Red Skull.
Red Skull. So, I believe
Red Skull Pro.
Okay, at Red Skull Pro.
Yeah, legit guy.
Great dude.
Yeah.
So the big thing is, he also had videos that were demonetized, and he came up with a great idea that says, "Look, you've demonetized 10 of my videos, and 10 out of 10 times I have been clean."
Yeah.
Quote unquote clean. So why don't you just give us the benefit of the doubt and not demonetize us, knowing full well that you can just randomly quality control, like quality assurance, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to pop in on this person and scan his channel real quick. There has to be better ways.
Well, and again, if all of this stuff is, if Google's supposed to be AI focused on this stuff so much, like I don't understand why there's been basically no improvement since Adpocalypse started, and why you couldn't then also leverage AI to, you're doing AI to do the content scanning. Why aren't we doing AI for I don't know, just any other marker on the channel of, you know, would this be inappropriate for advertisers?
The thing is, it's like, it's everybody. When the
Yeah.
iPhone X came out, everybody's video got demonetized. The big ones too, Casey Neistat, MKBHD, all of the small, obviously the small, small content creators.
Yeah.
They all got just completely blown away.
And the thing that's crazy to me is, even so, the big guys, the big names on YouTube, the people with like millions of subscribers, they are having problems with it, and they don't really have much of a recourse. Now,
No.
my understanding is that they have some slightly different tools than we have access to. Okay, fine, but it's still not
Depending on how big you get, you actually
Right.
get a dedicated like
an
YouTube
account rep.
account
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
we
think
ain't
is
there.
cool. We're not there.
We're not even close to that.
I think you have to have 100,000. We have 4,000.
Yeah. By the way,
4,000.
we just crossed 4,000. That's big news for us.
That's a crispy high five.
That was clean.
Crispy.
Yeah. Not something that I thought we would be, not the high five part, but the crossing 4,000. Not something that, if you would have told me when we started together in July, was it July that we did the first video together?
No.
June.
May 29th was when we officially
right.
launched the channel. I believe that was
So-
our first live show.
So between May and now, if you'd have told us we would have gone from,
We're almost.
what did we start at?
We're
Less
on
than
the-
1,000.
We're closer to 4,100 than we are
4,000.
4,000.
And we
now.
crossed 4,000 yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. We are
A baller.
We are crazy grateful to everybody who subscribes to our channel. We really are trying to make this, every milestone that we cross makes it a little bit easier for us to strike deals with companies that are willing to take us seriously about reviewing technology, and more importantly, like
Get you guys stuff.
Well, yeah, get you guys stuff, like providing just the feedback to you guys that are interested in like what technology is out there and is it any good. Like, for example, and I hate to keep banging this drum, but the Pixel Bugs video in my mind is a great example of that, where you had a bunch of reviewers that came out and said blatantly false stuff about the Pixel Buds, and
We were
to
able
me,
to rectify that.
yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, we were.
I couldn't be happier to be in that position where it's like, no, that is wrong, and here's why, and show proof of it. Like,
Yeah.
I live in that space, man. So, again, super grateful to everyone. Thank you all so much. And here's to 10,000.
Yeah. So 2 things. I don't think you know either one of them.
Probably not.
Yes.
I swear to God, he does this on the regular. You wait until the live show to tell me things specifically.
So-
you do this at least once a week.
Because of the holidays, I am going to give away a Google Home
Oh, okay, cool.
Mini. Google Home Mini, not a regular Google Home.
Yeah.
I did that before.
Yeah.
That's old. That's old news.
You want the new hotness.
You want the new
Let's
hotness.
be real.
Also budget. A Google Home Mini. So,
Sorry, I don't understand.
thank you, Google.
Yes, thank you, Google.
By the way, she's right there. No one can see. These are 3 Google Home Minis. Right here. 1, 2, 3. So here's the deal. Greg,
Yeah.
pick one.
Yo. I'm gonna get the. How about that charcoal?
You want the charcoal?
Yeah.
Okay. That one's yours.
Oh, awesome.
That's the second thing I was going to tell you. That is yours.
Cool. Thank
Merry,
you, man.
Merry Christmas.
Aw, brother.
Now, this way your kids will say,
Did you-
I don't like Google. I don't like Google. It doesn't work in my house. Well, it's because your dad's cheap.
So, real talk. This is a conversation I had today. His wife watches my kids while we're both at work at the same place. And I came home to this conversation where apparently my kids don't like Google because it doesn't work in my house because I don't have a Google Home. So this is really more of a present for my kids than it is for me.
True story.
Legitimately.
Yep.
So that's
so
awesome.
now, legitimately, now you have a Google Home Mini.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
And
that.
hook that thing up this weekend, for God's sakes. Next, you guys.
Yeah.
I haven't set it up yet, but I am going to be giving away a Google Home Mini. I don't know if it's going to be this particular gray one or if it's going to be a charcoal one. And so, full disclosure, also, this red one, which is also known as coral, I might have to keep for myself.
There's fewer and fewer. You started out with 3 of these. You're about to give away none of them to people.
No, I'm giving away one of
give-
them. Maybe I'll give away the coral one. I don't know.
Give away the coral one. Give it back to the people.
Okay. But I really like the coral one.
Then give this one away.
I'm giving one of them away.
Okay.
I just don't know which one. It's one of these. Either coral, coral, or this gray one. And I think I might have an extra charcoal one over there in the closet, but I'm not entirely sure. So, a Google Home Mini of one of the colors.
You be quiet, you. There's a
My apologies.
Google
I
Home
don't
Mini right here.
understand.
You hush.
Congratulations. More to come on that. So,
Yeah, stay tuned for the
check
giveaway
all my
details.
stuff. You will see it.
Indeed.
Woohoo! So we got.
Also, Dean says that Casey, strange human. Fact. That is a weird cat.
Are you talking about Casey Neistat?
Casey Neistat. That is a weird cat.
He's a different dude.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But the more and more I
Super
watch,
creative,
the more I watch his stuff, the
Yeah.
more I really start to like it.
I
I don't understand the phenomenon of the boosted board.
don't either.
I don't
I
get
think
it.
it makes more sense when you're in like a city like New York City.
Look-
Like, it doesn't make sense where we live. It don't make no sense.
Well, but could you imagine?
No,
do you
legit
think we
can't.
could get to work with a boosted board?
Here, no.
From my house?
From not from my house.
It's only 8 miles to work.
Okay. Well, you gonna ride on the roads?
They do.
Okay, different story.
I
That's
understand.
Totally different. Yeah.
Well, how is it any different? Cars in New York, cars in here.
So, cars in New York are very much used to a plethora of people.
A plethora.
Yes. So you get people that are basically just walking out in the middle of the street at any given time. It's also a much more dense city than where we live, so you have to go slower. You just have to.
Okay, so here's the deal. If I were to take...
Do people in our city drive like crazy people?
Oh, well, there's no question. Okay, so hang on. Hear me out. If,
Drops mic, except for I like this thing and I want to drop it.
All right, so if
Also,
I
it's
were
not
to
mine.
get a boosted board,
Yeah.
I would first have to learn to ride a skateboard.
Oh my god!
First things first.
Let me tell you how much I would pay for that.
Look,
alone.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If somebody buys a boosted board, I'll go ahead and give it a shot. I've never been on a skateboard in my life.
You will break yourself immediately.
I have never been on a skateboard.
Seriously?
Never. I never tried. Now, the remember those things when we were growing up with the ball in the middle and the circle, and you had to put your feet on, and it was like catty corner, and then you'd hop like this.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like. So I did that. I was
pogo.
Yeah, it's like
Pogo balls
it's
or
like a
like, what is
pogo
it?
ball.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
I know. What
pogo
is
stick,
that
but
thing
not
called?
that same thing. So I was the man at that.
Really?
The man. I
So
got
I mean,
great
you got,
balance.
I'll
for
say
a
if you
big
got
guy.
balance, that's
I got great balance.
That's
as a big guy.
exactly what you need.
Yeah. So great balance.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I could do a boosted board, minus the fact that if I roll over something and like I get like a
you're-
little bit of a
you're-
speed wobble, I'm done.
So speed wobbles, super real, and also also the smallest rock in the road, which is another reason why we would just be screwed here. Smallest rock in the road is going to send you. I mean,
Challenge
you're
accepted. If somebody buys you don't have to buy it. If you don't have to buy it. If you just get a boosted board, I will try it. The problem is, honestly,
I'm gonna find somebody.
as big as I am, and most of you don't know this, I'm not a small dude. Like, I'm not big.
Would you call yourself svelte?
No, I would not call myself svelte.
You're welcome for that.
Svelte.
Yes.
But I would say that I probably don't meet the weight requirement for a boosted board.
I don't know. I guess it depends.
I don't know either.
We'll have to look it up. Anyway,
Wow.
we're like whoa behind on schedule at this point. We have not talked about anything technology related. So here's one that I thought was really interesting and a sign that the end times are near. Microsoft announces that they're going to release Microsoft Edge browser on Android and iOS. What? That is not something that even 5 years ago I would have been like, there's no way. And this just tells me that Microsoft is for sure like sticking the fork into Windows Phone. It's done. It's dead. It's never coming back.
Good.
I mean, the problem is like the Windows 8 phone, Windows 10 phone, Nokia. No, yeah, the Lumia, whatever it was. Yeah, Nokia Lumia. Those were legit phones, man. They were tablet style. They were just like slab of glass. They were pretty freaking cool.
Well,
I
they
was
also had-
super close to buying one of those.
They also have really good cameras, but
Yeah.
now that's a bit of a moot point. Or a moot point, an opinion of a cow.
A moot point. But yeah, so I mean, I guess this is. I can't even call it good news because you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care about Edge.
To me,
it's not.
To me, this is where I'm going to answer Jan's question really quick. Is it and then I want to come back to that because I have a thought on it.
Okay.
Is it necessary to reboot the Pixel 2 XL once in a while to keep it running smoothly? You don't have to. I do. Sometimes apps do get a bit of a what some people call cache. It's cache.
Oh, that drives me insane.
I know, right? So, in my opinion, a quick reboot once a week, every couple of weeks, you'll be fine. I tend to reboot mine every 3 or 4 days. I don't know why. It's just more of a habit. Yeah. There's really no reason. So you don't have to, but I would.
I take the exact opposite approach. I run it until something happens and I'm like, oh, this is weird. I can't figure out what's going on. And then I reboot it. So I purposefully try and run my phone as long as possible without it shutting off. Half as experiment and half as I'm a Linux guy, and Linux servers you typically don't have to reboot, and so I'm of the opinion that well-designed software should be able to run for as long as possible, and it will reboot when I'm damn well good and ready for it.
There you go. Different approach.
Yes.
Different strokes, different folks.
That's
absolutely pretty much how it goes. Yeah. Also, back to the point of Microsoft, the reason why they're getting in that game comes down to one and one reason only.
Data.
Yep. The data is ruling the world.
Yeah.
I happen to work in the data space.
You do.
Baller.
That's where you're gonna go with that.
Yep, sure am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I work for.
Have you ever?
I really work for an awesome chief data officer. Like it's super. What's the minute on this? How many minutes? 24 minutes in. 22. Well, let's call it 22ish minutes because we were behind. Super awesome chief data officer. Absolutely outstanding. One of the best human beings on the history of ever.
He is legitimately a nice guy.
Yeah.
I absolutely give you that, but you are ridiculous right now.
Shut up.
Tell me that I'm wrong. He agrees with me. He absolutely agrees with me.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh god, I hate you so much. hate the hustle. Hate the hustle.
Yeah, I mean, it's data.
Fundamentally, I just don't understand. I don't know anybody that is like, yes, Edge is my preferred browser. And this is not like abject hatred of anything Microsoft because I'm a Linux guy or whatever. Microsoft, I feel like, withdrew all of the goodwill from the bank that they had earned over the years and years and years with Internet Explorer. And now people are very hesitant to jump back on Edge, even though, real talk, Edge is a good browser. It's a good browser. I promise you, man. This coming from somebody who's currently working in Chrome. How many megabytes of RAM is Chrome?
Ton. Ton.
Oh, yeah.
Ton. Hey, Google, play a fart noise.
All right, here's fart sound effects on Google Play Music.
That is not how I hoped that would go. Hey, Google, turn it off.
There was a buildup of like sound in the background. That was going to be an epic one. All right, shut up now.
Jeez. I don't know what to...
I don't understand.
Oh my god, just stop talking. Thank you.
It's building up.
It is.
Hey, Google, turn it off. There we go.
Google is not quite ready to be the third host on this show. It takes
especially when you ask for a fart noise.
And then it's like...
Yeah, but there's some cool things coming. That's a tease, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Edge is okay. Talk, Edge is okay. Honestly, I live in Chrome because I live in
You're
Chrome.
all things Google. I mean, again, I'm not...
I don't care.
I'm not an Edge fan either, and I still think that Edge is okay. So that's
I don't care.
That's all I got for mine.
I don't care.
I'm going to continue to use my Pixel pen on my... Well, not mine, but the Pixel pen on the Pixel book.
Beside two Google Homes and one... Well, that is the one on the wall. And all this... copious amount of Google stuff on my MacBook Pro.
Hey, speaking of MacBook Pro,
hey!
If you are running a MacBook Pro that is on High Sierra, you probably need to do an update. You are not on High Sierra, am I correct? You're still on.
No.
Really?
Well, the reason is because MKBHD had problems with Final Cut Pro. I absolutely needed Final Cut Pro not to mess up.
Okay.
It is from what I gather, a bad mix. But you're on High Sierra, right?
I am not, actually. I purposely avoided High Sierra because there were some problems. The current version of Mac OS is called High Sierra. The previous version was just called Sierra. We are both on Sierra. I did not because there was a problem initially with High Sierra, I think soft bricking MacBooks, and you had to reinstall from scratch.
And
so
I did not do it because I needed Final Cut Pro to function.
So I'm usually a person that is willing to jump in on beta versions of software and operating systems. Same with you. I mean, you routinely run beta Android.
Oh yeah, usually beta on all the. No, I'm not running beta currently on this. But
right.
What else?
Pause. Hey, do you Americans know the other word in England, in England's English for fart?
Poot.
You might like this. Poot.
I have no idea. I swear to God, if that's it though.
I don't know.
Poot.
I actually don't know what
I don't know. Flatulence.
Flatulence. Yeah. Well, I feel like
I flatted. I don't feel like that's the answer.
Past tense of that.
Flarted.
Flarted. This is a tech show, and we are talking about flatulence. This is happening.
Oh my God.
I don't actually know the answer.
I don't know either.
But my prediction is that it's either something hilarious, at least to Americans. It'll be something like weird and hilarious, or it'll be something like very highfalutin, very.
I flirted.
Yes. Oh Jesus.
No.
I'm skipping that one entirely.
No.
Okay. So
I'm gonna go with poot.
Yeah, poot it is. What were we even talking about?
Almost let it fly.
No, I didn't. Oh, High Sierra. So if you have a MacBook Pro and you are not on, or you're not on High Sierra, you're safe. If you're on High Sierra, you need to make sure that you apply the latest update. Yeah. Reason being, there was a vulnerability found where apparently if you just type in the name root, ROOT, and then enter, it will create a new admin account with no password, allowing you to break into a MacBook without knowing any passwords whatsoever. Oh, whoops.
No.
That's a problem.
I didn't do that. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't. Well, I mean, why would you try?
I mean, I agree with you. Well, you're also not on High Sierra, so it doesn't matter.
Poot. But again, my reason was because Final Cut does not evidently like High Sierra, which is funny because that's an Apple product.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but it's interesting to me that this is probably the third, maybe fourth, fairly significant bug with High Sierra.
So you're telling me that Apple, a company like Google, has problems too?
Like, unbeknownst to apparently the entire rest of the internet / mostly reviewers out there that seem to think that Apple can do no wrong. Yeah, Scott, you would be correct.
Huh.
I read another great one on Forbes today about the Pixel Buds, and every single thing on there was subjective. Like it was titled something about Google's no good year.
What is
like
it?
Forbes? Right on Forbes.
Oh God.
He's an independent editor or whatever.
Unemployed.
Producer. I wish. No, that's hateful.
That is hateful.
So
why did
wrong
you do
to me.
that?
I apologize.
Where is it?
I don't know. I saw the links.
All right, hang on. You keep
look
talking.
for it. So
I
anyway,
will look.
So this dude was talking about like the very first thing that he brought up was the Pixel, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, specifically the Pixel 2 XL and the screen that was on it, and how that's such a major problem. Yada yada yada. And I'm like, it's the same type
you're
of
like
screen.
6 weeks behind.
Well, yeah, and it's like the same type of screen that's in the iPhone X. Nobody's saying anything about that. There it is.
God.
That's the one.
Pixel 2 problems. Pixel Bud disaster. The Bluetooth beef.
I don't even know what that's about.
Google's terrible year. Should we call him out?
I was super tempted to. I almost tweeted at him.
Opinions expressed by Forbes contributors are their own.
Yeah.
This person is a contributor.
Yeah.
It has bugs, seriously device-defining bugs. The display problems are unforgivable. The blue tint, when looked at from an angle, is a basic mistake. Not a mistake.
It's OLED.
It's not a mistake.
It's OLED.
It is not a mistake.
Baked into the product.
It is the way it is manufactured. So if you don't want blue tint,
don't buy an OLED phone.
That's the only thing you can do.
It's that easy. And by the way, that includes the iPhone. So good luck with that. Matter of fact, moving forward, like one of the big reasons people are jumping on OLED phones is energy efficiency. That's how they're getting awesome battery life. A portion of how they're getting awesome battery life. out of some of these devices. So yeah, moving forward, good luck finding a phone that doesn't have some type of no OLED display.
Can we also talk about the fact that they're saying that Google dropped the ball because they suggested foul play by LG, the company that designed this, right? Really, the issue really isn't so much LG or Google. It's the fact that there's only so many devices, there's only so many screens that Samsung can make, right? Unless they're given piles of money, they're not going to build warehouses and manufacturing plants for the displays that they make.
Yep.
It is very common knowledge among everybody on the history of ever that Samsung makes great looking displays.
Oh, and also they are pretty much the sole provider of displays for Apple phones.
And
Apple has done a fantastic job of going to the leaders in those industries and saying, by the way, here's a boatload of money. You now work for me. And that's exactly what happens.
And let's also be fair, the fact that the Google Pixel, the made by Google brand,
you just activated it.
Did I? I'm sorry.
You.
It's just not big enough yet. And that's okay. That's just the facts. But you're right. Yeah, I'm totally Google, picked this problem and they made sure that they manufactured in blue.
Yep. And the frustrating thing is like the conversations about okay, Google has LG screens in there. Oh, stop it. I did it that time. All of you. Oh, yeah, hey, I got to hold up there.
Yeah, you did.
Summary from the website.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
It's not touch sensitive anymore.
Yeah, but
remember?
just do the thing that makes it
turn
not
it
do
off.
the thing.
Hey, Google, turn it off.
Okay, so QMR Studios. Pixel phone has way more blue tint. Agreed. I will grant you that.
Yeah, it does
I
have
will
more blue
absolutely
tint.
grant you that. However, the problem is that everyone is holding up the Pixel as saying the blue tint period is a major problem. First of all, that's pretty subjective. Whether or not it's a problem to you is a subjective call. Is it a problem to you? Okay, if it is, then it's a problem to you, but that may not be the problem for everyone else.
Right.
To the degree that Pixel has more blue tint, and by the way, it's only the Pixel 2 XL.
Correct.
So to the degree that the Pixel 2 XL has more tint than other phones, okay, fine. That's not a manufacturing flaw. That is literally just that is the trade-off that you pay if you go to OLED. That is just a thing that happens.
Yeah, part of the other issue that I have with this is it says the Pixel 2 display problems are in many ways unforgivable. The Pixel 2, the smaller one, doesn't have a display problem. Period.
Correct.
But that says Pixel 2, not Pixel 2 XL.
Yeah.
There's no conversation around about that. So it's the little attention to details that I have. It's not necessarily right.
Drives me nuts, man.
And let's put to bed this whole, they jettisoned the headphone. So did a lot of phones. Okay, I get it. Google could have said that. Yeah, I get it. I completely understand. But then makes the next... makes this comment that I just don't understand and has questionable audio credentials in the Google Home. You shut your mouth. You shut it, and you shut it now.
Oh my
God. The Google Home, the original Google Home, will surprise the socks out of most with how loud and how good the audio can sound. Is it an audiophile device? No. I mean, it is not meant to be.
It's not going to replace your home theater. It's one speaker, but
it's
I promise
not a
you,
Sonos.
Yeah, and you set that thing up. That bad boy is shockingly loud.
Right.
Shockingly loud.
So
whatever.
You shut your mouth when it comes to questionable audio credentials. You lock it up, and then when you come at me with actual facts, let's go toe-to-toe, big boy.
Oh.
No, they're
spicy.
Hands down, I will put this person to shame. Hands down, when it comes to technology, when it talks about Google. You can't touch me. If you're watching this, you can't touch me. Let's go.
He's not. I wish. I would love to. Well,
I'm fired up now.
You are.
Just stop putting out crap. I get it. You want clicks. I totally get it. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Cut the crap.
I'm just tired of the inaccurate reporting more than anything. That's the thing that drives me nuts. Like, but have an opinion, but at least call out the fact that it's opinion. You got to leave the objective stuff. If you're going to have a review, you better call out the fact that these are objective facts versus things that are subjective. The fact that the screen tilts blue and that it's a problem, or tints blue when you tilt it, that it's a problem, that is subjective. The fact that it tints blue when you tilt it is objective. Does it tint more than the Pixel or the iPhone? Oh my God, what am I trying to say, Scott?
I don't know.
Does it tint more blue compared to the iPhone? that is objective.
This-
you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that drives me nuts.
This-
All right, I'm
this
done.
is
I'm moving on.
No, hang on. I'm all on
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
forums article.
I'll give you one more. We got to move.
Making the buds visible to other Bluetooth devices requiring pressing down a button for 60 seconds.
Yes. Yes.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. As a matter of fact, his video comes out and shows you when you press the button, you can only press the button for maybe 10 seconds. Maybe. You're telling me right now that you held a button for 60 seconds to connect it to what? The space station? What are you doing? You have no business being a journalist. Get out.
Oh my God, he's fired up, man.
Woo! 60 seconds? Are you kidding me right now?
There's so much inaccuracy. So much inaccuracy. All right, I'm done with that one.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, you are spicy.
Giving away a Google Home Mini, though.
That's good. Which does not have this problem.
It has no problems and has actually pretty decent audio. Is it an audiophile device? No. Is it a
great
Google
device,
Home Mini?
though. Yeah.
It's a great little device. It fills up the studio full of sound.
By itself.
By itself. Yeah,
This
that's the little guy.
little guy right there for sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Pixel 2, Pixel 2's dormant visual core chip gets activated in the latest Android developer preview.
I'm sweating.
I know.
You're
way more fired up about this than I am. Like, I'm
Look, I
annoyed
hadn't
by-
read that until you told me, but
Yeah.
when I got to that particular...
Yeah.
I haven't even read any further down, but when I got to the, you have to hold it down for 60 seconds to connect it. Again, where are you going? To the space station? What are you connecting to?
But I didn't even go with that route. Like, I don't care about how long he thinks he has to hold it down for. Just the fact that he calls this out is like, oh, they're completely unusable because you have to press the button. How do you make other Bluetooth devices connect to other Bluetooth devices? There's a sync button on almost every Bluetooth device. You hit the sync button, and then you make the two things talk together. That is a universal thing. That has been the way that it has worked since the beginning of Bluetooth. And now all at once, because this one device also has it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
Like
to
some
me,
of the
but
best
whatever.
Bluetooth headphones I've ever tested, the Jaybirds.
Yeah.
Guess what you have to do?
You have to sync
gotta,
'em.
You got to sync them. How do you do it? You press a button. Is it for 60 seconds? No. I'm not an idiot. I don't make stupid comments like that.
Okay. Are you
Has
good
anybody
now?
making comments about how angry I am?
Oh yeah.
Are they?
Oh yeah. LOL. You are pissed off.
I am.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
he gets,
I am.
He gets worked up.
I get
Let's be
worked
real.
up. It's the misinformation.
Yeah.
Like, you can call me a Google fanboy. That's fine. I do try. Look, I think the AirPods are great. I think they're really good. I think design-wise, they're great. I think they sound great for me. Mm-hmm. I use them exclusively while I actually didn't have the Pixel Buds before they were even there. I still use, as a matter of fact, I edited video today on this MacBook with AirPods on.
Yeah.
Because they're still very good.
If you're in iOS or if you're on the MacBook,
Makes total sense.
it makes total sense to go with the AirPods.
Absolutely. Don't
as-
give misinformation. Don't do it.
It's the accuracy and reporting that drives me nuts. But I think that speaks to, like, in our job, accuracy and reporting matters. Mm-hmm. So
It does.
Like, we're held directly accountable for the information that goes out. So I take it very seriously.
At not a small level either.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
we're
I mean, my thing is, like, the accuracy in reporting, like, that's what we want to bring to the table for technology for consumers. So other people that are looking for, like, I need a trusted place to go to that is going to give if it sucks, they're going to tell me that it sucks. That's my goal with this. Like, that's what I want from this channel. I know you do too. Like, that's why we do this, is to be accurate about it. I mean, we have friends and family that come to us looking for tech opinions, and I'm not going to steer my friends and family wrong. No. So,
like, if you're trying to get into YouTube and you have the bandwidth to say, I really want to edit content, there's no question, you get a MacBook.
Oh yeah, without question.
Without question. You could get a really nice, powerful Windows machine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an Adobe Premiere guy.
Well, Premiere, I mean, by the time you get Windows laptop and then you pay for Premiere, I mean,
and Premiere is always ongoing. Whereas
you're
Final
probably
Cut's-
not going to be that far off from just buying a MacBook anyway.
Right. The MacBook is, it's what it costs.
It's legit. It works. Okay.
Yeah.
Beating a dead horse. So, let's talk more about this Pixel Visual Core.
Yeah. What do you want to know about it?
You probably know more about it than I do at this point. So
I know enough to explain to why does it matter.
So I'll get to that one. Let me explain what it is, and then you'll do the explanation of why
enough.
it matters.
Okay.
So the Pixel Visual Core is a up until now has been this dormant chip that lives on the Pixel 2. It is what we would call an SoC, or system on chip. So that's it's integrated, almost integrated computer within a computer type of deal. It has been dormant until now. Now apparently activated in the latest version of Android 8.1. And from a hardware perspective, this thing is a monster.
Really? Live show.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. I got some stuff stuck, man.
Dude, since I've gotten fired up, you're trying to bring me down. I appreciate it.
I am.
Really?
Look, I'm doing what I can. This is a partnership. You know what I mean? So the Pixel Visual Core has 8 image processing units and 512 arithmetic.
I like arithmetic.
Sounds more professional.
Areopathic.
Arithmetic logic units. I don't necessarily know what that means. So it uses machine learning to speed things up by 5 times with 1/10 of the energy. I'm assuming this is image processing, so making images more purtiful.
Yep.
I believe is the technical term.
Yep. More beautificated.
Yeah, so go with that. I got a drink.
Clearly. So basically what this core is trying to do, the big thing most people won't notice, because what's going to end up happening is it's going to be more on machine, when I mean it, like on hardware, machine
as opposed
learning.
to caveat to that real quick, as opposed to what happens right now, which is you take a picture, it goes to the cloud, does some processing, and then comes back to you, right?
No. Are you talking about
Like right now, current state is...
it uses like the hardware on the phone already.
Okay. I stand corrected.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So it uses,
So what is it going to do differently?
it's just for pictures.
Yeah.
It is specifically geared only for pictures. In addition to the fact that it's going to make it better. So if there's like updates that Google needs to push for whatever reason, they can push it directly to that visual core. So it's easier to update via a software package. That's kind of the long and short of it. Where most people are going to feel it is now opening up the visual core opens it up to the other applications, the Snapchats, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, is where all of a sudden you're going to go, wait a minute, I get to use the Google Pixel technology on the phone with a great camera, by the way, on other applications. They're basically saying, dear developer, please feel free to go ahead and actually code in the fact that you can use our sweet baller camera. We'll take care of that for you.
I mean, that I feel like that's a good call.
Right. That's really where most people are going to feel it. Most people aren't going to care. Like about the whole image processing and all that other jazz. They don't care about that.
I feel like most people they're not going to directly notice. They will be able to appreciate the hard work from it, but it's not going to be a differentiator up front. You know what I mean? Like Face ID. You know what I mean? Like that camera has that camera is enough of a differentiator to where they can basically bang the drum of like, look how cool this camera is, and people can directly see the output of that camera and appreciate it for what it is. This is more behind the scenes, and the fact that they're opening it up so that other app developers can make use of that. I mean, I'm legit interested to see what functionality that is going to enable that we didn't already have. Like, let me see that delta. Let me see the differentiation.
I have no idea. So,
I mean, because the hardware wise, I mean,
Brian,
there's a lot of hardware in this.
Brian, link that to me. I want to see
please
that.
And thanks.
Yes, please. I definitely want to see what that is.
That will be big.
Because I know that there is a difference, and I gave like the worst, crappiest, crappiest explanation, because quite honestly, it's a little even above me, and I have to go back and reread it just to.
I just caught on that story today, so I have not even read the article yet. But I knew I had heard that it was a thing that was in the Pixel. I knew that it wasn't actively being used, but I didn't realize they were turning it on yet. So that's really cool.
It will, from the processing speed of the portrait, which was already pretty fast, as long as you. It should have been pretty fast. Like mine's never been like overwhelmingly more than just a handful up to 10 seconds, not 60 seconds like a space station.
Woosah, brother. Woosah.
Yeah, but so it should help a little bit. Probably just a couple of seconds.
So there's a couple of comments that I want to make sure that we go back on. Dean had brought up that Google. Did you hear about the Google lawsuit? Google in the EU is now being sued because they were leaving cookies on iPhone devices, even though they had specifically put do not track on iPhone. I don't really know what I have to say about that.
Yeah,
it seems like a bug.
It
It doesn't seem like it's intentional, but I don't know.
I'd like to know if
that's
it is
a
intentional.
subjective look. Yeah.
I can't speak on behalf of that. It's definitely ungood.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be doing that. Like if I specifically say turn off this feature, I expect that feature to be turned off.
Yeah.
And it should be turned off. So if they find out that is in fact, like if it's malicious intent, then shame on them. They should not, absolutely no. But if it's because of bad coding, they need better quality control.
The caveat to all of this is I think there's also been a rash of applications running in Android that have also been caught lately sending location data even though you have location services turned off. So to me, that also speaks to if it's not an error in code by Google directly saying, "Oh, whoops, we shouldn't have sent that cookie to your phone," then it may be an error in Google in the sense that when I hit the off button, it's a soft button, right? It's not a physical button. This is one argument for having a physical button to turn these things off. So if the soft button doesn't actually like really turn things off, you know what I mean? That to me, that's a big problem. And that's going to start to call into question trust with Google as far as if I turn something off, if I turn Wi-Fi off, if I turn location off, GPS, is it actually off? Am I still being tracked by something?
That's actually, ironically enough, part of the reason why there is a physical off button on the Google Home and Google Home Mini.
Important. I think that's very important, especially when you consider the other comment that was in here. QMR Studio asked what we think about net neutrality. Now, we brought up net neutrality last week, which is our rare, very, very, very rare break from we do not talk about politics, period, point blank, end of sentence. This was like the one time that we brought it up.
It's a big deal.
I think it is. I think that it is one of the biggest deals that we'll probably face in terms of like raw economic impact. I think it is one of the biggest deals that our generation will face for sure.
So Brian was able to link me.
Enormous problem.
Sorry, not to take that away.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean,
Problem.
I've said my piece. Like it's a bunch of crap. Net neutrality should be thing.
I will link the story on my Twitter, and hopefully I can get to the Instagram. But basically, they do make a fairly large difference. You can kind of see here, off, on. Off,
okay, can we take a moment to
on,
appreciate the fact that I
off,
want that?
on.
That's
That's
like
like
showing a picture of a Millennium Falcon done in Legos,
right?
Sorry, Lego, the plural. I want it like a lot.
So let
I'm
me.
sure it's only like
I will.
$15,000.
Let me tweet this story out. Well, here you take that for a second. Let me tweet this story. I will tweet the story at Scott Peachy on the Twitters.
The picture itself though looks remarkably good. I'm a little surprised. I guess I wasn't expecting that much of a difference in the picture. Check out the link when you get a chance. Follow us on Twitter. You'll be able to see the link coming from his
There
account.
you go. At Scott Peachy.
I will like and retweet and all that jazz.
But that's very interesting. I guess I didn't know it was going to be quite that big of a difference. And honestly, I've only viewed it on my phone, so I don't get the full. I'm going to pull it up on this MacBook display afterwards. But, it's really interesting.
I will pull it up on this Pixelbook display, and we can compare and contrast.
Display. It's so pretty. And you don't have to press the button.
And you don't have to press the button. You know what else I like more on the Pixelbook than the MacBook Pro?
What?
The keyboard.
Oh god, the keyboard on the MacBook Pro is
terrible.
Hot liquid garbage.
Terrible.
So bad.
Let's do this one real quick. Bitcoin. So if you don't know what Bitcoin is, this is going to make no sense to you whatsoever.
If you don't know what Bitcoin is, you're watching the wrong channel.
Well, that too.
Thanks for coming.
I would almost say that you may live under a rock because there have been so many stories about Bitcoin, and this is in the news, like the For Real Skis news, MSNBCs and stuff like that. Like real cable channel news has even been talking about Bitcoin. Jamie Dimon, CEO of
JP Morgan Chase.
Yep. Also talking about Bitcoin. He was initially very skeptical of it and has come around.
Really?
No, not him. No, because he's still the one that says that ultimately it's if you invest in Bitcoin, it's a game of greater fools. So it's fools that invest in Bitcoin looking for the greater fool to drive the price up on Bitcoin so they can sell out. Which
isn't that the stock market?
I'm not an investor, I don't know, but from my layperson's perspective, it kind of sort of has that same smell, you know what I'm saying? So, Bitcoin, earlier this week, broke records, all kinds of records. It closed at an all-time high of $11,395 per Bitcoin. A what?
And imagine if you were that guy that spent 23,000 Bitcoin
On 2 pizzas.
on 2 Papa John's pizzas.
Not even good pizza.
Not even good pizza.
Not
Papa
even good
John's.
pizzas. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, yeah.
I would be.
Nah,
boy.
Granted,
Oh.
that was 2010. That was
True.
2010.
No. I totally get that. Also, real quick, yes, this is the brand new Pixel book. That we have a friend
That's
of
a
the
loaner.
channel
Yeah, it's a loaner.
that
It's
was
not
generous and let us borrow his Pixel book, including the Pixel pen.
And
No,
Greg
yeah,
is
Pixel
actually
pen.
doing a...
I will be doing a review of the Pixel book. It will be coming out this week before we go on vacation on Wednesday.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. It's got to get out this week, so it's before Wednesday when we
this
leave
week?
for vacation.
No, so, yeah, you're on a tight deadline.
Yeah, for
Oh, wait.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I promise.
And there's that thing over there, too.
Yeah, there's...
I have
Yeah.
no idea how you're going to do
That'll
that.
be the week after. Well, week after.
Yeah, I
Because...
wasn't figure that out.
Well, I mean, we're... Okay.
No, I mean, like, mostly, like, I also then mean I'm on the clock because I'll have one come out while we're on vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have one all queued up.
Oh, sweet.
I
yeah.
haven't edited.
Sweet. Okay. I thought that we were going to miss a week.
No.
This is on the fly. We're talking about the channel right now. On the fly, this is a planning
I was
session.
going to say, you guys are getting a sneak peek into the planning session.
So Bitcoin, they closed at an all-time high of $11,395 per on Wednesday, and then immediately fell to sub 9,000, which was the previous, all-time high. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin is going to take over the world.
I really should have invested in when it was just a couple $100.
I had an entire rig set up to do Bitcoin mining, and I couldn't be bothered to mess with it because I didn't quite know enough about the security side of it, and I didn't think that it was ever going to be useful. So I had the software installed, and I had kind of superficially started up to make sure that you could at least join the Bitcoin network and turn it off. Never did mine a single Bitcoin.
Wing and a miss.
Swing and a hard miss.
So
Because
wing
that
and a miss.
was early on. That was way early, and that was sub $20 early on.
Ooh, so wing and a
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah.
They
have now-
Ooh,
I mean, whatever.
Could have funded this whole channel.
Yeah,
And
probably.
to
And
the
then
moon
some.
and back by holding it for 60 seconds.
So they've now closed to a low of $9,000 per on Thursday, but that doesn't stop a bunch of people from basically firing up the hype train. All aboard, hype train. $15,000 is the next goal that they're shooting for.
What?
Oh yeah.
What are they at today?
I
Or did
haven't
they
looked.
close at 9?
I haven't. So Thursday they closed at 9. Well, okay, I don't know what they closed at on Thursday. Their low was 9.
I wonder
on
if
Thursday.
Hey Google, how much is 1 Bitcoin?
According to Wikipedia, on the 1st of September 2017, Bitcoin broke $5,000
That
for the
doesn't
first
help
time,
me.
topping out at $5,013.91.
That doesn't help me.
It is.
Oh!
It's back above $10,000. $10,811 US per Bitcoin.
Oh
Bitcoin.
man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a spicy meatball. Now, if you are among those people that got into Bitcoin, be advised, in order to take a Bitcoin and turn it into that 11 or 10,811 US dollars, you have to go through a coin exchange. So one of the most popular ones out there is called Coinbase. Coinbase has been ordered by the IRS to turn over the identities of 14,355 cryptocurrency traders.
So
Tax evasion. That is what those people are going to be investigated for. So
that's less good.
that
for them.
is that should be taken as shots fired. That is the government looking real hard at what you're doing.
That's
so,
ungood if you're evading if you're paying taxes. You don't.
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
you don't have a
matter.
problem at all.
You don't care.
Oh, I know. By the way, that would definitely fall under capital gains taxes. So Uncle Sam gonna get his.
I think
he's gonna get paid.
Hey Google, how much is the capital gains tax?
On the website blog.taxact.com, they say, on May 1st, 2012, you sold all the stock for $20,000. You have a $10,000 capital gain. $20,000, 10,000 equals $10,000. If you are in the 25% tax
Google.
bracket, you pay one.
Stop. That
What was that? That was unhelpful.
I need the Billy Madison clip where it's like, at no point in time did you come close to a rational thought.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Yes. That was bad.
That was not good.
That was not even
I don't
close.
even remember the question I asked.
It
threw me off
We were
so
trying to
bad.
figure out what capital gains taxes were, at least in the U.S. So yeah, don't avoid taxes. Look, make your political statements and all that, but Uncle Sam gonna get paid. So
He's
don't
gonna get
do it.
his 10 to 15%.
And also, if you are interested in Bitcoin, now is probably not the time to jump in. Now, you wanted to jump in, you want to do like dollar cost averaging or something like that. You want to jump in on Thursday night when it's $9,000. Okay, fine, I get that. But
Not right now.
10,800. You better hope that it keeps going up. You better hope that it doesn't come across another micro flash like it did not that long ago and drop. Yeah, you're about to lose a lot of money. Again, unless you're going to do dollar cost averaging and ride this out for the long haul, in which case you may be laughing at me when you cross $15,000 or $20,000.
Look, if it does one of those crashes again and it goes down to like
Buy in.
if it goes down to 1,000, you gonna do it? One Bitcoin. Give me one whole Bitcoin.
If it goes down to $1,000, 100% yes.
You just
Yeah, without question. Without question. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do? So I'm gonna.
If it came down to $5,000, I would consider doing it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Net, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I still think that Bitcoin may not be the thing that replaces the US dollar or some type of a global currency, but I think there's just too much value in having a currency like that is just recognized globally and has like an international index like that. I just think it's way too valuable. And the fact that banks are now interested gives it just enough legitimacy to where you're going to have smaller businesses that are going to start to take Bitcoin, which is already happening, which is going to encourage trading, which is going to encourage investors, which is going to encourage banks, which is going to encourage businesses.
Does somebody
so
want
on
to give
and
us
so
a
forth.
Bitcoin?
I've actually thought about if we had a website or something, having a donate, because you can obviously, you don't deal in whole Bitcoins, you deal in fractions of Bitcoin.
Or one whole
having
Bitcoin if you want to give it to us.
Yeah, I mean, you want to drop $11,000 on a channel, by all means. But yeah, just having like a donate portion of Bitcoin, just as a way to, honestly, more as an experiment to see, would people be willing to donate fractions of Bitcoin, and then how large could we grow that pot of money for the channel? I think it would be legitimately an interesting experiment.
That'd be an interesting. Like all we do is set up one page website.
Yeah, that just is
The channel, just us with donate.
Yeah.
In Bitcoin or like all types of money, like just electronic.
I would only be interested in Bitcoin for that side of the experiment, where it's like, number one, how many donations of Bitcoin could we get, and number two, once we have them, could we ride the Bitcoin craze and turn that into like a small investment that we could then use to, again, fund better cameras or better streaming setup or something along those lines. I just think it would be legitimately interesting.
I mean, we're. What if I just gave you $10,000? I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea. So full disclosure,
if you
just gave us $10,000, I don't know what I would do.
I promise you this much: we would end up spending minimum of a month laying out every single possible plan, because we're crazy like that. We would lay out every single plan. Like, okay,
I'm a spreadsheet fanatic.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet.
It would be the most min-max $10,000 you ever saw, down to like, we would buy these screws because they're cheaper and longer lasting and more durable than these screws. Like, we're insane.
Quite honestly, what we would end up doing is we would, if I had to go off the cuff and tell you what I think we would do, I would give away something friggin' sweet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Take your pick. Pixel 2 XL.
Oh, that'd be
iPhone
cool.
X.
Yeah,
I would do it.
Yeah,
I would do it. I would buy it and be like, absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good call.
This is from sponsorship with QMR Studio. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Give you all the credit. That's what I mean. We would start there, obviously, but a lot of the time,
just take like 1,000 off the top and be like, we're just gonna buy stuff. We're gonna buy your loyalty. We're just gonna buy stuff and give it away.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. We'll just give it all away.
Oh, the loyalty.
Yeah.
Look, we're pumped when we get people to do like
we get $1 in our super chat.
Call it super chat. Yeah. Like we're like, oh god, look, the first $1 we ever got on super chat is
legitimately
hung on our wall.
Legitimately right there.
Like that's how big of a deal even a single dollar is. So, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't definitely not know what to do with a.
Brian mentions there's a finite number of Bitcoin, something I didn't know until yesterday. So that is the anti-inflation mechanism in Bitcoin. Not only is there a finite number of Bitcoins, but it also takes significantly more effort. The more Bitcoins that are mined, every additional Bitcoin takes that much more effort to mine out of the system. Mining just involves doing some like really complicated math. So yeah, it's a really interesting setup. Mind you, it may not be Bitcoin that is the thing that is the fallout, the thing that we all see moving into the future. Keep an eye on the technology behind Bitcoin, the thing that actually enables Bitcoin to be a thing. That's called blockchain technology. You're gonna start to see that in a lot of things. There are a lot of companies that are looking at blockchain for all sorts of cryptography related things. So that will probably, honestly, that will be the thing that you see more prevalently than Bitcoin itself, is just blockchain technology. And as a customer, you may not know that it's in your product, but yeah, that's going to start to enable a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
One last story, and I think it's really cool. Google Home. I think it's Google Assistant. Pull up the story. You can give compound. Yeah. I think it's that one right there.
That one right there. Google Home now understands compound commands,
which
we tested it just before we went live too.
Tested it. It worked. The first time it worked kinda. Yeah. The second time it worked flawlessly.
Yeah.
Which is Miss Sheila. Hey Sheila, you're here on the story with us. What?
Wow,
I still love the ribs. What?
That's
just happened.
That
just happened. Anyway, so Google Home can now understand.
He doesn't sing like that for me.
That's not true. I sing like that. No, you're right. I don't sing like that.
You don't sing like that for me. You sing like that around me.
I sing it at you.
Yes, you do.
But okay. Anyway, Google Home now understands compound commands, which is this and this. When you think about it from that perspective.
Hey Scott, why don't you demo?
Okay,
for the
here we
folks?
go. We're gonna demo right now live. I don't know if it's gonna work. So if you don't want me to say the keyword, tough. It's happening.
Yeah.
Hey Google, what's the weather and turn my studio lights blue?
Right now in Hilliard, it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit and clear. Tonight, it's predicted to be 34 and clear. Sure, changing 3 lights to blue.
I want to see what it looks like in the picture too, because I mean this is.
Yeah, like I don't know what it actually looks like.
We're gonna watch ourselves live turn.
Obviously, this definitely did work. It definitely did turn blue. You should see a fairly noticeable difference, I'm guessing.
Oh, imagine.
Although we could just do this. It absolutely is blue.
Yeah, we're pretty blue.
There you go. It is definitely blue. I just took a picture of it on with my phone, and I will post it to Instagram here in a minute, just so you can see
on the gram.
On the gram. So there you go. You saw the compound commands right there,
which is pretty neat, I think, actually.
Now, I've only done it with controlling the lights and the weather, which is one of the things that they saw in the article itself. So I haven't looked at it other than that. It's very cool. It's very awesome. I do not know all the power behind it yet in terms of what else can it do.
That's literally the first one that we even tried to make work. So,
hang on, my nephew is watching.
Yeah.
Cam, hi Cam. Sorry, Cam is going to be a great YouTuber. He's going to be an up and comer on the YouTubes. He is great. He kind of bends my ear when it comes to that.
Okay.
Cam, learn a lot about Google Home stuff. It's important.
Home automation, man.
Home automation, my buddy.
That's your $1 million
idea. The way it is. Yeah. So, yeah. Long story short, the compound commands are really, really important.
They seem like they're really cool. I'm interested to see what's the extent of the compound commands that you can do. You know,
I don't know.
Like what things can you tie together? How can you tie them together? Can you enable some new features with that?
Well, my next thing is like, okay, because if you can do 2, then it's not necessarily out of the realm
to do multiple,
multiple. Like start the
you
coffee.
Read my mind,
like
that's
start
exactly
the coffee maker, turn the lights on, and start my car. So if I had a Tesla or something like that, like I could turn my lights on, start the car, put the coffee pot on.
I mean, turn the lights red, bring me some ribs.
Okay, so Andrew, I'm going to try
That's
that.
what I'm talking
Andrew,
about.
I'm going to try that. Ready? Hey Google, turn the lights red and bring me some ribs.
I can only help you with the first request.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Sure, changing 7 lights to red.
so
There are not 7 lights down here.
No,
so
not-
elsewhere in the house, lights have just magically turned red.
ta-da. Well, Andrew, that answers
just
your
happened.
questions. They're definitely red, and
What's funny? That is
so is
absolutely
the rest of the house.
That is absolutely a be careful what you wish for type of scenario. That's how you inadvertently start, World War VII or whatever with the AI. Is when you're like, hey, go ahead and do whatever. Sure, bombing city now. Yeah.
Yeah, that we died. I got to work on making sure that I understand that lingo. But again, long story short, you guys
That's still
can
really
see
cool,
that's
yeah.
very cool things.
That's important because that shows you that Google, like the AI behind Google, is starting to understand context, or starting to have a deeper understanding of context, like how different thoughts, not only how do they relate to each other, but when you're speaking, when things are completely independent thoughts. You know what I mean? Because the previous features on Google Assistant allowed you could ask a question like, how tall is Michael Jordan? And then you could also say, how old is he? And Assistant will put them together. But that's 2 different commands.
Yeah.
Like would always relate to the previously, input command. Whereas this all in one sentence or all in one breath, I guess, that's pretty impressive. That's some really interesting natural language processing. So, whew.
Wow.
Hey, we have our first international donation.
I honestly,
Thank you, Dean.
how do I, real talk, how do I get that so I can put it on the wall?
Yeah, we need to. No,
I don't know. Can I get that?
Exchange. You go to the bank. You can. I promise.
Really?
You can, yeah, if you go to an
Okay.
exchange, you can absolutely.
I
get
will go
£2.
do that. I will go to the bank
Yeah.
and I will figure out how to do that. Does any bank have that? It
Not
can't
any,
be any
well,
bank,
It's
right?
not any bank. It'll be major banks. So thank you so much, Steve. I
Thanks,
really,
Steve. We
really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So Kumar asked, how much have you made on YouTube and have such quality content for such a small channel? So real talk, we don't make money on YouTube, but
Nope. No, not that. No. So
as far as quality goes,
are you saying that we have quality content?
I mean,
If so,
it
thank you
sounds
very
like it.
much.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate-
appreciate that. We try really hard.
like really hard. That is the vast majority of the work that we put into our show. It's to us, it's all in the details. Like I have a very specific taste and a very specific thought in mind when it comes to videos, like how I want things laid out, how I want things to look. I mean, I'm much crazier about it, I think, than you are.
Yeah, I'm
Like
well,
to the point
I
of being a pain in the.
No, I was pretty crazy in the beginning though. Like, so in fairness, you're still kind of like, I started a little bit earlier than
True,
you,
true.
and then so like I had all of those things
Yeah.
before. So,
But I mean,
it's-
as far as
it's-
like driving things like the lower thirds, like I was very insistent that I wanted a lower
Yeah.
thirds on the live show, so I made that. But as far as like quality, like how do we maintain quality? Honestly,
it's a drive, really. It's the
Well,
drive
it's
to
a
want
drive
to
and-
get better.
and for me the motivation is like look at, not really the motivation, but the inspiration is look at other YouTubers that are successful and see how they go about doing it, and we try and look at not just, it's the mechanics of the shots, it's the mechanics, the like, how does videography work, how do you light a scene, how do you shoot a shot, A roll, B roll, whatever, of a product or what have you. Like we try, I do at least, I try very hard to study how some of the big YouTubers out there make their videos look so good. As a viewer, which channels that are out there have great content, and we just pick it apart. We just dissect it. We shamelessly rip off stuff that we like.
And the thing
For real.
is there's a reason why it's really, really good. There's a reason why a lot of those folks have the subscriber counts that they do. Is it's very, very good.
Yeah.
Like, so when MKBHD's, holding the phone, something like this, and he's doing a shot where he's panning around, that's a really cool shot. I like that shot.
So we
straight
emulate it.
ripped it off.
Yeah.
And the thing is like they don't have a patent
Yeah.
on it for something like that. And there's also things that we do that other YouTubers don't. Like, most YouTubers don't have 22 live shows.
No.
They just don't. Like, this has kind of
yeah.
become, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, kind of a thing that we do. Is like we
beat ourselves to get content. I mean, 2 videos a week, let's be real, 2 videos a week is hard work.
it is
It is
not
hard.
easy.
It is legitimately a almost full-time job for the both of us, and we split. Like, the reason we joined up is because we kind of more or less, I have my own YouTube channel that I just don't do anything with anymore, because I put all of my efforts over here. But for the most part, we were kind of overlapping, talking about technology, and we're like, why kill ourselves every week to put out content? Instead, we'll just join forces and kind of split the workload in half. That's the only reason this works, I think. It's because we have the same vision, and we can kind of split the workload a little bit. So,
but where do you talk about they would make no money but contain the quality? It's the things that this has enabled us to do outside of YouTube that have helped us grow better. Like, part of the reason why we started this, if you go way back to the really not quality content I made back at the very, very beginning, it started as a gag.
Yeah.
It started as a complete spoof. We spun up because we're competitive. We
started.
I didn't want to lose to Greg, to be quite frank. And the way it was is every day for 30 days in the month of February, you have to put out a video.
Every day for 30 days.
Unedited, at least 2 minutes long. And we're like, we got this. This isn't that big of a deal.
That was the one thing that taught me the most about content creation was I thought, obviously I can talk. I don't mind talking at all. I have no problem with talking in front of people, whatever. The minute we turned on the camera and we're like, okay, let's talk about something. And we're like, I don't know. And then you go back and watch the footage, and it is the most cringe-inducing.
It's awful.
Yeah, it'll teach you. It'll be a personal growth experiment if you record yourself trying to deliver something, and then you go back and watch yourself. You will learn a whole lot.
You get a whole lot of humble pie.
Yes, you do.
But the best part about that is it's also the things professionally that it has allowed me to do is it has made me better at speaking in meetings. It has made me better at speaking in general.
Yeah.
It has made me more patient. It has actually impacted some of the positive things that I've done in my professional life. I actually do some content on this machine for my regular work, and I get to do that stuff because it's fun. So like the fun stuff that I'm doing here, they're like, holy cow, that's really great. Can you do that for us? And I'm like, absolutely. No question, I would love to. And it has made them better, and has made me better as a content creator, thinking and looking at different shots and making everybody a little bit more comfortable. So it's kind of a weird life experience. It's strange. Like, it has really blurred the lines for me from a professional and a personal standpoint. Is there's a lot of things that I learn and do as a YouTuber that I can take to work that, boy, I would have thought that were like, this is YouTube and this is my professional life. They're much more blurred, not necessarily meaning I'm doing work at either one of the spots. It means the skills that I'm using.
Skill set,
It's the skill set blur that's really important.
And to your point, I totally agree with you. This, like, the things that we do here have enabled opportunities even for me in my job, and my job has nothing to do with video production whatsoever. So
neither does mine, really. I mean, think about it. Mine does not.
I totally agree. But you were able to make some connections earlier on and kind of drop the, like, oh, by the way, YouTube, blah blah blah, whatever. Like, you work the hustle. Let's be real, and got some traction on that. And I am also starting to enjoy the fruits of this labor as well. So, all right, I'm done talking about myself.
They're praising us right now. Thank you
I appreciate
all very much.
I'm weirded out talking about myself, so I don't want to do it. Yeah,
we appreciate it. I like doing what we do.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you guys believe that we're that good. We're going to continue to get better because that is the thing. I have a drive, and Greg has the same thing, is we want to continue to get better. So we will continue to get better, just like I mentioned, the Google Home Mini giveaway.
Yeah.
Like, I will absolutely I'd give everything away if I could, within reason. If my wife is listening, I'm sorry.
we have some strategies in mind for we're so close to being able to get big enough to really attract a quantity of things to be able to do some more regular giveaways. So we have been talking about strategies around that, and we will be hopefully announcing something on that in the not too distant future. But again, I know, I really want to. So, you got anything else?
I got nothing else, and we have B-roll for days.
Yeah.
We have to shoot.
So
B-roll for days.
We're gonna cut this one short. I appreciate everyone who stopped by to check.
Hour and 17. Yeah, that's not short, dog.
Yeah, look, we spent like 20 minutes talking about ourselves, which is like weird, but whatever. I'm glad people have questions. I'm happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. If you haven't already done so, if you happen to be watching this video and you have not done so, please, please, please like, share, especially subscribe. We really, really do appreciate the subscriptions. That is just a portion of how we are able to bring you the content that we work so hard on. It really does help justify the work that we put into it. It helps other companies take us seriously so that we can bring the accuracy and reporting that we're all about, and hopefully fund some bigger giveaways so that we can start to give some of this awesome tech that we get an opportunity to review, give it all back out to you so that you can see just how awesome it is. So that is it for me. If you haven't already noticed, down here in the lower thirds, you can find all of our socials. You want to go back over it, or are you good?
At Scott Peachy on the Twitter. At Scott Peachy06 on the Instagram.
At The Tech Speaks is our the channel Twitter that we don't really use as often as we probably should. You can find me at Ominous Hominid. Facebook?
I don't remember the Facebook one.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook.
probably
I think
down
it's
there.
The Tech Speaks.
Just rewind. You'll find it. It'll show up in the lower thirds. Super professional.
All right,
All right,
thanks.
that's it. Thanks,
You're all
everybody.
the
We'll see you
best.
next week.
Bye.